What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the DubsIn4 Podcast. This is episode 19. Today is November 25th, 2018. And today we're talking about, obviously, the Warriors, things that have gone on this week. I decided today is just going to be a little quick overview, wrap-up, sort of the last week or so, things that have been going on, because a lot has happened with the Warriors, and so, and I did go see that one game that, I'll talk to you about it in a minute, but like I mentioned last week, I took a little trip out to the Bay Area to see some family for Thanksgiving, stuff like that, as you do, so I caught the game on Wednesday against the Thunder at Oracle. Unfortunately, that was the worst game to catch out of the three that happened while I was there, because that one didn't go too well, but the other two, they got back on track. Anyway, we'll get into that all in a second. But yeah, it's been a pretty wild week in the NBA, I guess. The standings are all super messed up. We got the Western Conference is not really what a lot of people were expecting. And to be fair, neither really is the Eastern Conference other than the top team right now. So yeah, I guess I'll just go into the standings just a little bit, but for right now, we're going to wrap up the Warriors week first. So the Warriors are now 14-7. This week since Monday, I believe they've gone 2-1. Like I said, lost to the Thunder 123-95 on Wednesday night. I was at the game. I was in the lucky section that won 2 shooting sleeves, so that was fun. They did that little randomizer, and gave out free shooting sleeves to the lucky section, and so I was just sitting in the right seats, I guess, and so I have 2 Warriors shooting sleeves now that I can use when I play, I guess, or keep them and sell them later if they become worth anything. Just kidding, I'm not going to do that. I keep my prizes. No way I'm selling them unless I'm, going broke or something. That's funny. But yeah. Anyway, played the Thunder on Wednesday. Took a fat L. Thoughts out to Hamidou Diallo, though. That was a pretty scary injury to see, especially live. From watching it, I couldn't really tell what happened. I believe they said it was just an ankle sprain, but it looked a lot worse than it was. He went up for a rebound, I think, came down hard and immediately just rolled and crawled off the court. You could tell he was in some serious pain. They brought out the stretcher for him. The crowd gave him a standing ovation and stuff as they carried him off. So, but yeah, it wasn't anything severe from what I am aware. It was just an ankle sprain. So, but yeah, hopefully he'll be recovering there. But that was kind of scary to see that. But anyway, on the Warriors side of things, Kevin Durant finished with 27 points, 14 boards. Klay Thompson also with 27, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. In other news, nobody else really was of note there. Quinn Cook didn't play super well, only had 7 in 33 minutes. Looney with 4 and 9. Damian Jones with 4 points and no boards. That's a big one there, is no boards. Steven Adams was killing us on the glass. Seriously, as soon as Adams came in, the Warriors just couldn't get a rebound. Adams only finished with 11 boards, but it seemed like way more than that. But yeah, he finished with 20 and 11. Westbrook got his triple-double in 11 and 13. That one I just thought was funny because with about 2 or 3 minutes left, I don't remember exactly, but pretty much garbage time, the game was in hand. OKC still had their starters in. Westbrook comes up the court, wasting no time, drives immediately to the rim and gets a contested layup. Coach calls timeout and takes Westbrook out, finishing with his 11 points, and he did not come back on the floor. I just think it's kind of funny how, he's hunting for those points for that triple-double. He knew he needed just one more point to get that up there, so of course he just takes the ball directly to the rim and scores. No hate, just, pointing out a couple facts. That's all. But yeah, Dennis Schroeder had a night for himself. Hit 5 for 6 from 3, I believe, 32 points. That was frustrating because he's a career 30% 3-point shooter, and he would just not stop hitting. So, yeah, Schroeder was hot, and that was the biggest thing. The Warriors basically, they played him pretty close for the first 3 quarters, the first part of the fourth. They kept getting it within 4 points. The Warriors were down, Actually, they were down quite big at halftime, and then they started to make a comeback, and they got within like 4, and then the Thunder would pull away again, and then they come back and get within like 4, and then the Thunder would pull away, and that was kind of the story of the game. The Warriors would get it close, but didn't ever get quite there, and then it kind of got away from them there at the end. So, but I was there. That was a really good experience to be at the Oracle in the last season. Probably the last time I'll ever go to Oracle Arena, because I don't think I'm going to make it out to another game this year. But, we're getting Chase Center opening next season, so that will be exciting as well. Anyway, on the next game is against the Trailblazers on Friday. The Warriors win 125-97. Trailblazers always seem to bring out the best in Golden State. They always play well against Portland for whatever reason. Not sure why, if it's just mentally or matchup-wise or whatever, but... the Warriors seem to have the Trailblazers number even when the Blazers are doing good. They were, a top seed in the Western Conference. They've been going on a little bit of a skid lately, but they're still good. Blazers have a record of 12-7. Warriors did beat them, though. That one was just an overall well-played game by everybody. KD chipped in 32 points, 8 boards, 7 assists. Klay Thompson with 31, 7 and 1. Quinn Cook, 19, 5 and 2. Sean Livingston with a nice 11 off the bench. Damian Lee with 8. Jerebko 7. Bell had a really nice game there, with 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists, as well as, I believe, a couple steals, a block. Just a really nice overall game from Bell. That was a sort of a Draymond Green type stat line, so that was really nice to see from him in his first meaningful minutes in a while. He hasn't really gotten into the games. Kerr has been using him sparingly, matchup-based type things. Not sure if he's, in Kerr's doghouse or whatever to start the year. But, Bell came in and gave us some really nice minutes off the bench there. So that was good to see. On the Blazers side of things, Dame Lillard with 23, McCollum had 19, Nurkic with a 22, and then Al Farouk had 12. But really nobody else could get it going there. Blazers players, everybody around there chipping in, but nobody could really break free. Seth Curry played pretty well off the bench, though. 2 points only. That's always cool to see, but Steph's little brother coming into Oracle, getting a little bit of a run here against his bros team, even though Steph didn't play. So, 125-97. So that one was nice because it snapped their 4-game losing streak. A pretty satisfying win over a good team at home. So, obviously that is what we like to see. And then yesterday, they played the Sacramento Kings. They beat them 117-116. That was a pretty close game. A lot of things happened, late in regulation. Warriors go up by 1. Kings try to take the lead there, and then they get the ball wedged between the rim and the basket, have to do a jump ball. KD bats it away. All sorts of things, but it ends up with the Warriors winning by 1 point. A close game there. I wouldn't say it was particularly well played by Golden State, but KD went off. 44 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists. Very, very nice game from him. Klay Thompson also with 31. The rest of the team was okay. Damian Lee gave us 5 off the bench. I remember seeing him play well. Looney with 7 as well. Damian Jones with 13 as a starting center, so that was very nice to see. On the Kings side of things, Buddy Hield with 28. Bagley had 20. Bogdanovich with 10. Shumpert with 14. I think the biggest thing the Warriors did was limit Bjelica a little bit. He's been playing really well for Sacramento so far, so by limiting him to only 1 point, that was nice. But Golden State sneaks away with the win by 1 point at home against a very surprising Kings team, to be honest. They are now 10-9. They've lost 2 in a row. Very easily could have won both of them. Could be 12-7. So that was I don't know about the Kings. Actually, I think they lost today as well to the Jazz. Let me double check on this. Their past couple games. Yeah, they lost to the Jazz by 20 today. But so that one wasn't close. But they did narrowly lose to the Warriors. But they've been playing well. They beat the Jazz last week on Wednesday. They beat the Thunder. Did lose to the Rockets, Grizzlies. They beat the Spurs, lost to the Lakers. So they've been kind of coming back down to earth a little bit lately. In their last couple games, they're about 500. But They're doing all right. I don't know. I'm surprised with the Kings. If you'll remember, I said before the season that I thought they were the worst team in the league. I do not believe that anymore. They're probably not even bottom 5 at this point. Based on their record, they shouldn't be. Based on common sense, they should. But I don't know. Maybe I'll do a power rankings video soon. But for right now, the Kings have been a very big surprise. Anyway. Moving on to this week's upcoming games, the Warriors have one game at home before heading on a little East Coast trip. They've got 5 games on the dock on the East Coast swing. But first we have the Magic at home tomorrow. That one shouldn't be too hard, but with the way that they've been playing lately, you never know. If the last 2 games are any indication, they should be okay. But I believe they still will not have Steph Curry. They said his goal is to play on the upcoming road trip. This right now is still at home, so I believe that rules him out for tomorrow. But yeah, they get the Magic tomorrow at home. Magic aren't super good, but they've been at least a little interesting to start the year. What are they right now? They're Magic are 10-10. Same record as the Celtics. Actually, that's pretty impressive, being 10-10. Somehow I did not realize that they were this good. They've been okay. I mean, obviously playing in the Eastern Conference gives them a little bit of a weaker schedule, so they're not playing Western opponents, every night. But yeah, I mean, Aaron Gordon has been good. As so has the rest of the team. They still have Vucevic has been kind of going quite crazy lately. He's been doing good against the Lakers. They beat him twice. They beat the Lakers twice in the past couple days. So that's, a little suspect. A little suspect for LeBron, but we'll talk about that another day. Anyway, we have the Magic tomorrow. Not much else to say about that one other than the Warriors should win if they play their brand of basketball. And we'll see if we get Draymond and McKinney back. I believe, the Warriors have 3 players out right now, Curry, Green, and McKinney. And all of them should be day-to-day at this point. So we will just have to see on any given night if they will come back. But yeah, Draymond had an MRI, revealed sprain in his toe. So no structural damage or anything, just a nagging sprain that keeps coming back. So they'll see, but he should be able to be back on the court very soon. McKinney's is a foot injury. He's been day-to-day for like a week now. Hopefully he'll be able to come back. We need those minutes on the wing. And then obviously Steph Curry, we're going to need him. But we're going to need him especially on Thursday against the Raptors. Obviously, to start their 5-game road trip, they get the team with the best record in the NBA. Toronto is very good, better than a lot of people thought. Kawhi Leonard has been playing at an MVP level to start the season, as is Kyle Lowry. You could make a case for that as well. He's leading the league in assists as well as chipping in those points like he always does. I'll admit I was not expecting that from him. In what is he now, 34, 35, something like that. I believe he's 34. But yeah, Lowry entering this season, I was not expecting him to improve on his numbers from last year. I was expecting a pretty big decline, actually. I was expecting this, to be the start of Lowry's slow drop off because point guards, while they do last longer than a lot of other positions, once you get past that age of 34, 35, you kind of start getting down there, and that's just how it goes for any athlete, really. But yeah, the trend we normally see in basketball is once you get past that 34 mark, you don't really go up from there. But there are always players who prove that wrong, and point guards can sometimes be an exception to that. So but we will just have to see how his career goes from here. But so far this season, Lowry's been playing awesome, as well as Serge Ibaka, Pascal Siakam. Just the Raptors are a very deep team. They've got a lot of good players, and obviously Kawhi Leonard. So we will just have to see how that one goes. On the road against the Raptors, they're probably going to need Curry to have, a realistic being favored in that game. Not really sure how it goes if they don't have Curry. It just depends on how they play. Really, you can never be too sure. In the NBA, especially, and with the way that the Warriors have been playing lately, and just how any team can play on any given night. When you have 82 games in a year, you're never really sure. The Raptors are very good. If they don't have Steph, they're going to need Clay and Durant to both play very well in order to snag a win there. Unless the Raptors play terrible, you never know. So anyway. I am excited for that one, though. I believe that's on national TV, so hopefully I'll be able to squeeze out that time and watch that one. I might be pretty busy this week, but we'll see. Anyway, let's move on to Saturday. Second game in the trip will be the Pistons in Detroit. So that one, Pistons have also been surprising to start this year. We're not, that one's been interesting. But yeah, they are 10-7, 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. Blake Griffin has been surprising a lot of people. We thought that his career was, as good as over, being stuck over on the Pistons, on a pretty irrelevant team. But he's been putting up big numbers, enough to, carry them to a 10-7 record, which is, I'd say, pretty impressive with the roster that they have. They do still have Andre Drummond, but the rest of their players are, mediocre at best. Not really anybody else of note there. But yeah, the Warriors and the Pistons, that's just a matchup that we don't really get to see too often. Obviously, it's an Eastern Conference, so it's only twice a year. But that one, I believe they did lose to them once last season. I seem to remember that game for whatever reason. I think the Warriors did lose to the Pistons last year. Anyway, doesn't really matter. That one, be on the lookout for Steph to be back that game. My guess is that he probably will be back by then. That's not until Saturday. If I was a betting man, I would bet on him returning against the Pistons. I don't think they'll play him against Toronto. I don't think they want to risk that, but I think they'll give us an update about Friday or Saturday before that game and say he's good to go. But I wouldn't rule out the possibility of him playing against Toronto. But if the organization is obviously being careful and rightfully so, with stuff like this, they don't want to risk anything unnecessary. For Curry in the regular season. If this was the playoffs, I think he'd probably have played already. I know that he's itching to get back on the court, but for now, I think they are going to hold him out for at least 2 more games. But they did say that he will have the goal of returning during this upcoming 5-game road trip. So that would be Raptors, Pistons, and then next week they have the Hawks on Monday, Cavs on Wednesday, and Bucks on Friday. So at some point within the next 2 weeks, Steph will be back. The good thing is there's no back-to-back games. They're all pretty spread out. It is a road trip, but there's no back-to-back road games, so that is quite nice. He should be able to, and if they can ease him back against like the Hawks or the Cavs, obviously not great teams, that would be ideal as well. Pistons would be fine too, but yeah, my prediction is that he'll be back by Saturday, but we'll have to see how true that is. Anyway. In other news from this week, Curry was in a car accident on Friday? Yeah, Friday. Just heading to the morning shoot-around. It was raining in the Bay Area, as I was aware because I was there. Super heavy rain. Pretty much an inside type of day. But yeah, Steph was in his Porsche driving to shoot-around and got hit by a car that spun out ahead of him, I believe. And then he parked on the side of the road, then got rear-ended while he was parked. But no injuries were reported. He seems to be completely fine. Obviously, he still has that other groin injury, but that's non-related. So that's pretty much all of that was. That's just kind of funny that, can you imagine, hitting somebody on the highway, already feeling bad, and then you park, go to, get insurance information, and Steph Curry walks out of the door. Oh my gosh, how bad would you feel living in the Bay Area and seeing freaking Steph Curry is the guy that you just crashed into? That would be terrible. Anyway, the good news is he wasn't hurt, and he seemed to be in pretty good spirits about it. He took photos with the cops and everybody. Obviously, those car damages are not of a huge deal to him because he can just pay it to get it fixed. He's making like $40 million a season, and that's not even counting all his endorsement deals, his brand deals. His wife's business is also probably making them a ton. I bet you the Curry family's bringing in, $100 million a year, if not more. They are, they're raking in the dough anyway. That's what you get when you're the best shooter in the world. So yeah, that happened. Thankfully, nobody was injured. But yeah, I drove that same highway like a day after that happened, so that was just kind of interesting. Just because I was there too, that was funny. Anyway, he's fine, so not a big deal. All the other Warriors, they're doing their thing. I didn't see anybody, just walking around. I mean, I didn't really expect to, but that still would have been cool to see, just somebody walking down the street be like, yo, what's up, Clay? Give him a high five. Maybe he'll sign my hat. I don't know. Anyway. Other than that, this week, nothing really major happened, other than just basketball games. KD and Draymond seem to be more and more, in good spirits every day. They seem like they're smoothing things over. There was a quote that said that whole Draymond thing won't factor into his free agency, Kevin Durant's. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a very, very long time until free agency. If the Warriors still have, 14-7, that's 21 games. They still have 61 to the end of the regular season, plus all the playoffs and everything. And from what we know, they should be playing well into June. So, hopefully they will have everything sorted out by then. I mean, it looks like they're on track too. This is just a minor bump in the road for them. But a lot can happen over the course of the season. So, I think that one has pretty much gone to bed. That whole KD Draymond incident. I don't think we'll be hearing a lot about that in the future. I don't think it will be cropping up unless, something else happens and it escalates or whatever. But we will just have to see what happens from here. But it seems like that one is on the road to recovery. So, wrap up for this week is Curry should be back soon. Warriors kind of have righted the ship, stopped losing so many games in a row. And they're trying to figure their lives out as they move on without Steph Curry. If he will be back, like I said, I think he'll be back in probably 2 more games, if I had to guess. But as for right now, that's going to be it for today. Thank you all for tuning in. And what was this? Episode 19. Man, we're almost at 20. That's pretty crazy. 20 weeks is a long time. But yeah, I'll have to catch you guys next week, and who knows, maybe I'll be doing some more with this. I might want to try recording more than once a week, changing the format of this a little bit. Not really sure. I'll play with some ideas and see. But yeah, this is all just trying to help me get where I want to be with my career and all that. So, but yeah, I'll give you a live update video at some point. But that's all. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.